Netheads, everybody else, newcomers, if you're listening for the first time for some weird reason on episode 18 of season 2 of Declassified. Welcome, everybody. We're back. It's as always, Kirk here with me.
And Jacob. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, Netheads and the nation out there?
Classic two-man episode with the boys.
Yeah, we're back with the two-man to do a little bit of
two-man, in-person, classic style.
There'll be more coming up
with video
later on, though.
Hopefully we don't shoot ourselves in the foot this time by talking up the fact that we have video and not having video.
That was only the one time, and that was on me because I forgot to stop recording and I turned my computer off and the file just got fucked.
Yeah, we apologize for that, of course.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen again because it's now more and more a part of my routine. Like, of things that I do is like save and export the audio and then also do that for the video, you know?
Right.
It's just, I have to use two different programs for it, so you just got to remember to go to both things.
Yep. So, I mean,
what are you drinking, Kurt?
We watched this app. I have a couple. I bought this pack of, it was a mixed pack of sours from Destil, I guess is how you'd say that, in Destil Brewing.
Nice.
And so I had the key lime goza earlier. That was very good. This is the, the syncopathic. It's a dry hop sour ale. So it's kind of like, a mix between it. It's not quite a sour IPA, but it's a little bit more in that direction. But it's good. They were both good. I like everything from. I've had them before. Good go-to sours. What have you got?
Nice. I'm finishing up a little bit left here of that Blue Point orange wheat imperial that I was drinking before during the episode where I fucked up the video, actually.
The 9.6.
But I'm not going to drink more than one tonight. It's a 9.6%er. It's delicious. It doesn't taste like a high percentage. And then I'm also drinking it in my Coors glass that I got from the Coors factory in Golden, Colorado. And then next up, once I've finished that little bit left, I'm going to drink more of the Boots with the Fur from Swamphead that you brought down last time.
Very nice. Yeah, Swamphead, a lot of Swamphead beers drank on this series of podcasts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, most of the beers we drink here are Florida beers because, I feel like we usually try to buy local. Every now and again, you got to buy one out of state. The Blue Point one's from somewhere up north.
Sometimes I go to the beer store in town. They have some nice craft beers from out of state. I'll go, you got to mix it up. But I definitely more familiar with stuff in the areas where I've actually been on the ground and visited personally.
It's always nice when you can go to the brewery, and try something out. I haven't done that in a fucking long time.
Though there are a handful like Distill that I can refer to as like I know that one. I know that they do good stuff, and they're definitely not in the state, and I've never been there. But they're good brewery.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can get into the episode. I don't have anything really else to say except unless we want to do like a plug up front, and then we can plug Harbor_boys on Instagram. And then if you want to check out some beats and other types of music that I've made, it's kirkyates.bandcamp.com.
Yeah. I've got nothing else other than Show Me Something.
Show Me Something on the same network. And if you guys are listening to this and not that, maybe give it a try. Maybe it's something that you might have fun with. Yeah.
We watch and listen all sorts of things, But yeah, so this episode is about failing/tutors. Two very similar subjects, not polar opposite subjects. Like a lot of the time, the subjects are pretty different that you'll get in an episode.
Like you were saying up front in the first minute or so of the show, it was not apparent which episode it was.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at first. I couldn't tell which one it was because of how similar the two topics can be. Because it starts off with them going to the guidance counselor, who's a new character we haven't seen yet.
Mrs. Splitz.
Named Mrs. Splitz, yeah. She has a split personality, or she likes disguises, really.
Or she's like the heiress of a bowling alley tycoon. Mr. Splitz.
Okay. Oh, like a split. Okay. I was like, how? That was good. That was very good. Oh, also, I want to talk about up front. We possibly have another episode controversy on our hands.
Well, the numbering, the numerology, and the ordering of the episodes, air date, air day.
Yeah.
That's our
air
slogan.
Air day.
We've said it.
I've got it tatted on me, you know.
Both do.
So when we were watching this episode, I had to pause it at one point pretty quickly into the episode and talk to Kirk about it for a little bit, because I think we are watching incorrectly with the air date, which makes no sense in my opinion. But it is possible, like Will was saying in the previous episode, about the production order mattering more than the air date. But because Nickelodeon seems like they just do not give a fuck. They will air anything they want. Doesn't matter how the production wanted it, apparently.
Like you said, it's going to depend what happens next episode. If next episode is heavier on the foreboding and foreshadowing of things to come, that vis-a-vis 8th grade, high school, summer.
Yeah. Because that was both of these minisodes were talking heavily about.
And at first, when you were bringing this up to me, I was like skeptical. But then you start building the case, and by the end, it's like,
it's clear. It's a clear lead up.
They're setting it up,
and if it doesn't happen,
it's clearly the end of the semester.
Exactly. And they even do stuff. It is in this first episode, so I can mention it. First half, Lunch Lady says to Ned that he's going to kiss his true love or something like that at the dance.
And then he's going to fail the test. Both of those things.
Yeah, and he's going to fail the test. So, and that's definitely leading into the last episode. So if there's an episode in between this, which is the next one we're going to watch, which is Science Fair / something or whatever. If that has no lead up, then we fucked up. But if not, hey, you never know. But anyway, we're going to continue going by air date because that's what we do. We're going to go by air date regardless.
Air date according to IMDb.
According to IMDb.
The gospel.
That's just what we're going to do. So
it is our gospel, even if there's alternative facts saying that it's not true gospel.
Yeah.
It is.
You guys let us know what order you go by, because I would actually like to know what the nation goes by. I'm curious. I really
what do you think is the most correct way of deciding for any TV show, Ned or any TV show?
Yeah. I kind of want to ask the subreddit too, the Ned's Declassified subreddit, and see what air date what order they go by.
I have to think certain shows this is not an issue for. Maybe it's certain networks. It must be a because like it's not like
I think it's a Nickelodeon thing.
Because it's not like some shows. It's so there's the narrative arc is so defined from episode to episode that if it was fucked up, it would just be unwatchably. You wouldn't be able to tell what was going on. You know.
Yeah.
Like if Breaking Bad was just the episodes were out of order, they would be just not.
Yeah. Well, it's lesser so with sitcoms, right? Yeah. So like stuff like, I guess if you want to consider this a sitcom.
I consider this as I consider all television like I'm judging this equally. So I'm judging Ned's at the same time I'm judging Breaking Bad. It's all TV to me. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But Breaking Bad is like a heavy like drama series where like an entire season has an arc.
The budget's different. It's way obviously they're not comparable.
But it's still upsetting because you'd think it's something as high stakes as television, like they would care about the air date order, but
whatever.
Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, let's jump into the episode. So.
Starts out Cookie.
Ned's failing. Well, Ned is failing hard.
I think Cookie's the first one that they show talking to Mrs. Splitz.
Well, yeah, it's the gag where Ned keeps pushing Cook in first. He's scared to talk to the counselor.
Yeah, Ned is scared of going in. They're both. To be fair, they both are because she's a scary, crazy woman, and she has crazy ways about her. She has different personalities. Sometimes she'll be a really friendly
she's manic
person. Sometimes she'll be like Arlie Ermy, drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket, shouting at you.
And she's got really crazy eyes, too.
She's got incredible disguises as well. The costumes are just, I would say, top-notch.
I thought she did a good job, though, the actress.
Yeah. I wonder, I bet we'll never see her again. I bet we'll never see this character.
You don't think Miss Splitz comes back?
I don't know if she can come back, because it's like they kind of played out all her gags in this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean... They played out all of Chop Saw's gags, straight away too. But he continues.
I feel like
same
Chop
with
Saw,
Mr. Quest. Mr. Quest just rolling dice.
I would argue that they both continue to evolve and show different dimensions to those characters.
You don't think that she can continue to evolve? They can give her more and more disguises.
I guess, but at some point it's just
what's Gordy ever done?
Gordy Gordy is almost like more a myth than a man.
Other than having his hose on the side, what's Gordy ever done?
He's a legend.
He is a legend, dude. Big shout out and fist up in the air for Gordy.
Let's say this is another pair of episodes no Gordy has seen.
Yeah, no Gordy, no Weasel, no Seth, no Coconut Head, no Corley. There's a lot of people missing, honestly. No Zemo.
Yeah. All that adds up to where I think like it takes away from, because I want to have that stuff.
No Missy, no Billy,
no Loomer, no Bullies.
Yeah, there's a lot of people missing. I didn't actually realize. That's a good point.
You can't have all the auxiliary characters in all the episodes, but it's like, come on.
You'd like it though.
You'd like at least an extra plot line here and there, maybe, because some of these episodes it felt like the plots could have been mixed up a little bit.
I also want to say that I think Lisa's been out of the episodes for a while now. She's been
non-existent for a long time, but I know she comes back.
I know she does come back because she gets hot next season. In quotes, like for Cook.
If you were an 8th grader.
Yeah, if you're an 8th grader, yeah. She gets less nerdy, I should say.
Yeah, she gets she I guess gets maybe LASIK and has braces removed.
She gets LASIK.
She gets like whatever the treatment is where you can have your septum.
She goes under the knife.
She gets she has to get her nose like excavated because of all the
Oh god.
She's got only 30% like airflow through her nostrils. It's got to be
Yeah, it's sick. It's too bad.
They say at one point the amount of airflow that she has, it's very very low.
It's minimal. It's minimal to the point where it would just be hell on earth to live through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Her mouth is dry constantly, and you know it.
So Ned goes off of a magic pyramid.
Well, first of all.
Oh, did we say Cook is going to go to the high school?
Yeah. So Cook is in the thing with the. He's in the room with the counselor. She goes, "You're a savant. You're getting advanced straight to high school." You're gonna skip 8th grade. You're gonna go from 7 to 9. 9 is gonna be you're gonna be a freshman in high school after the summer, and
which I feel like
that's terrifying news to receive.
Would you say 8th grade is the most skippable grade, or what grade would you say is the most skippable? I would say 6th. 6th grade is the most skippable grade.
Man, that's a tough call. That's a really tough call. I might say 4th grade.
4th grade is when they made us take the writing FCAT, though.
I don't know what happened in 4th grade, really. I don't even remember.
That's all I remember. That was the time we had to write essays.
All I remember in 4th grade is I had a teacher that was like a little bit strict. He was like kind of like, I'm going to be a little bit hard, but hard for a 4th grader. It's not that hard. But I know he had a child.
You're crying, studying every night.
He had like on one hand, like I don't know if he cut off a part of like half his. He had like a half thumb on one of his hands.
Oh damn!
Yeah, and that made him hardcore for sure.
That is pretty dope.
That's all I remember about 4th grade, really.
Yeah, I mean,
you still got one teacher for all the subjects.
Yeah. When did it change for you? Mine was 5th grade. They gave us 2 teachers.
It actually changed
to warm us up.
There was like actually, I think there was 2 teachers. There was like a weird thing for like a little while in 4th grade. I vaguely remember with 2 teachers, but I don't know if that was just them sharing duty on like non-official basis. But like 6th grade is where we had different teachers for different subjects and lockers.
Yeah. 6th grade was the real having different teachers, but in 5th grade we had like a main teacher, and then we'd go to like a different teacher to teach us like 1 or 2 subjects. For what I think it was the only reason was to get us warmed up for having like 6 or 7 teachers. They're like, kids, it's gonna be fucking different.
You're gonna be moving around.
Yeah.
But it seems like in Ned's, they're doing that shit in middle school. They've got different teachers for different, which I guess we had in middle school.
Yeah.
Middle school.
Well, 6th grade was middle school for me.
Okay.
I don't.
And they're in
was it not middle school for you?
No, no. Actually, 6th grade was in the elementary school, so 7th and 8th.
Okay.
But I got mixed up because 7th and 8th was for sure different teachers for different subjects, as
Yeah.
As it is.
Yeah, middle school down here was 6th, 7th, 8th. And so you're saying up in New York it was just 7th, 8th?
That's where it was in my town. I don't know if it is in all of the state of New York, but
yeah, I don't know who decides
we
that.
We find out that Mose is going to actually be a tutor to 6th graders for math.
Yeah, and it turns into Spanish as well.
Well, yeah. She's
because
teaching,
she gets a bunch of little horn dogs.
Well, she's tutoring math to multiple students, including one Spanish-speaking student, which is really it's more a Spanish lesson for her than it is a math lesson for him.
That's fair.
But Also, Ned's got a series throughout the episode of tutors. The first one is this guy Lance, name spelt Lance Widget, pronounced Lance Widget.
Yeah, Widget. Yeah,
another
it must
savant.
Be French.
Another savant.
Yeah, he definitely has like social issues though.
Yeah,
he's like he screams and he gets mad all the time.
My thought was that I feel like in their hearts they wanted like pre-Drake and Josh, young Josh Peck to be this guy in that role.
Oh, well, I mean, these shows were on at the same time, so you're saying if the show was on earlier, he would have been a feature character.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, he could do that same sort of shtick. The way
he shouts and stuff, and he's like, "I'm Lance Widget."
Yeah, Widget.
He thinks he's the shit.
I thought it was a funny character. Yeah. He was sweaty as fuck.
He had a sweater vest. That's why he was sweating.
Yep. Mose failed her quiz hard.
Mr. Wright.
She apparently had never failed before.
A history quiz of all things.
Yeah, which shouldn't be
we know
shouldn't
about
be
history.
Hard. Yeah. History should not be a hard one, in my opinion, to be able to pass. You could figure that shit out.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, especially multiple choice. Though, to be fair, Mr. Wright is a essay question guy. He's a big, like, 20%.
He is, but the one that she failed was multiple choice.
Oh, yeah?
Because you could see the bubbles. Yeah, when
I saw one spot, though. She wrote
split second.
But I told you, she wrote Columbus discovered America. She wrote that in the paragraph
and
section.
He marked it wrong?
It was a one-sentence answer. So if she was supposed to write a paragraph, that is not good enough.
Yeah, that's a maybe +1 out of 5.
You gotta. That's not even a complete sentence, really. I guess it is. But like.
But I was saying maybe he's more into the Viking stance of the discovering America because they did
would have been the correct.
They did land in Canada, Nova Scotia, somewhere over there.
Yeah, up in Hudson, the Hudson Bay.
So, and this was early for that. Well, although Nickelodeon does have a history of Leif Erikson because of SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's true. Cookie gets... So, I guess Cookie's in another class, right? And it's like a group project, science project, like pair-up thing.
Man, I don't even know what the fuck was going on with Cook.
What class was... Whose class was that?
I don't even know what class that was, because it wasn't Sweeney.
It wasn't Sweeney.
What was the teacher in that class?
I don't know how I don't remember.
I want to say it was Mr. Wright, but that makes no sense.
It was Mr. Wright again. Because I distinctly remember Mr. Wright saying, run for the hills,
Yeah, but how does that doesn't make any sense, though, because he's a history teacher.
I have no idea.
Or social studies, they'll say.
Yeah. I would say both.
Well, it's like the same thing. Like, what is actually the difference between history and social studies?
That's a good question. Hit us up in the comments if you can distinguish something between social studies and history. I would say social studies is more about like government structures and like. I guess they are the same thing. I guess they are the same thing because social studies does. I would say history and shit.
Social studies is more broad than history is. I think history is purely focused on past events, and social studies can be current as well.
Okay,
that's what I'm thinking.
That's fair.
Because I remember in social studies in middle school, we used to watch like Nat Geo type documentaries about like people like, hey, I'm going to Morocco and I'm going to show you what's going on here. Like it would have been dope if it was Anthony Bourdain, but it wasn't. It was like a knockoff. Yeah, definitely R.I.P. It was like a knockoff version though.
It was I don't even know who that would be.
It was a nameless person. It was like literally they gave us a sheet that was like it was a script basically of what they say in the video. I need to say it was a script. It's basically a script of the video, but we would have to fill in words. So you're not even paying attention to the video. You're just filling in this motherfucking thing. It was bullshit. Sorry, go on.
Sounds like cancer.
It was cancer.
Cookie gets paired up with Toot Toot, Timmy Toot Toot.
Yeah, he's back.
Yes.
But he has more personality this time. He's got lines more than just Toot Toot.
They do humanize him a bit more in this episode.
Yeah, because he like talks and he talks like a normal person.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
He's only said Toot Toot before, I feel. Right?
He has, yeah. He's just blasted Ned, and that's it.
We've questioned his mental sanity before. Like his soundness of mind.
Yeah, previously we thought he was not sound of mind, but now I see his angle.
He's more like a hermit character. He's a self-isolated.
Yeah.
I think he sees himself as some sort of a superhuman.
He does, because he said it's a superpower that he has.
Yes, he does, exactly. That's right. He literally said so. He literally does see himself as a superhuman, above men.
He does. He said he hasn't waited in a line since the 4th grade. He never has to fucking reserve a seat at a movie theater. He said he always can get the seat he wants.
Because he can fart on command, and like you said, every time you can guarantee it's going to be rancid.
It's so rancid.
He's going to clear a room.
It was so bad that he was able to fart on command by Cookie's command. Cookie was like the general in the scenario, telling him to fart.
Yeah, Cookie.
And he blasted lunch lady out of the fucking lunchroom. Those were her beans.
He stole public school beans. So Cookie robbed tax dollars from people with those beans.
Yeah, and they were not Bush's. They were off-brand.
I think you said they were Dan's beans, right?
Dan's beans.
So that
not Bush's.
That might be a different brand in this universe. That might be Bush. He might be the same thing.
It looked like it was the exact same can, but they just put a different name on it.
Yeah. Moses' little 6th grader, the original guy, Toby. We kind of talked about that a little bit. He becomes infatuated with her. He gathers his friends. He's a ringleader of sorts as well. He's a Jeffrey Epstein of sorts. You could say, except for small boys.
How so?
I guess not. He's more like, what is he? He's a cult leader. He is a cult leader because he gathers these children around. He's kind of like, he's a
like a Charles Manson.
It's a coming of age story for all these 6th grade horny boys.
This is the Manson story.
He's like, come look at this girl. That she'll talk to us, and we can look at her, and she won't tell us to look away.
Man, that was a whole weird scenario. But they also brought back the other 6th grade kid who pantses people. I don't know what his name is.
I still can't remember his name. I was flipping through my notes. I was like, damn it, this is where Control F really would come in handy. But I don't know what I would even Control F.
Yeah, and we take physical notes, though. You know?
Exactly. I take physical notes.
Well, you could Control F pants, maybe? Like if it was on, if you were taking it on
Control
the
F cheese.
Oh, cheesin', yeah. Because he says cheesin' all the time.
And I definitely would have written that down.
Also, he says he's not Irish. Question mark?
He says he's not Irish, but he looks like the most Irish little child you've ever seen.
He's got curly red hair. What's more Irish than that? And pale skin.
It looks... I wish I remembered his name.
Maybe he's Scottish. Maybe he's like, no, I'm purebred Scottish, all right?
He might be like Scandinavian.
I'm a Scotsman. Do they have a lot of red-haired Scandinavians?
I think so.
I thought they were all blonde.
I think that the Vikings are like, you can imagine like a Viking with red hair, like Viking with like the braided red hair.
Yeah, I could picture it. A dope like beard with like it braided down.
I think that I've heard that red hair actually started there, and then the Vikings went to Ireland and brought the red hair genes to Ireland.
Yeah, and then it went out. Well, they did always used to raid. They used to raid the British Isles and Ireland and everything.
I literally think that's true. I think if you look that up,
it is.
People in the comments that the red hair is though from Scandinavia originally.
I know for sure the red beard is the very common, like you have red beard and not red hair on top.
What I have.
That's a very common Viking
Mine is
thing.
much more blonde than brown.
Yeah.
When it's I've shaved it into the mustache with the soul patch.
The mustache combo is dope, dude. You and Ked having a mustache makes me miss having just a mustache hard.
I mean, someone's got to have a
right
full
now.
beard, I guess, right?
I still have the beard.
You got the strongest beard growth, I think, for sure. Out of us.
What out of the three of us? Ked had a solid beard.
He did. He had the good. He had the good chops.
Yeah, it was better than
I
thought he'd be able to pull off.
Won, right?
I don't know what he did. I don't know. Every now and again, he'll send a selfie, and I get to see his new facial hair.
Yeah. We find out that so there's another. So after Lance, who's the next one? It's Corley's sister is Ned's next tutor, right?
Yes, which we have never seen before. Didn't know she went to the school. Didn't know he had siblings.
It's revealed that it's Corley's sister.
Yeah, we're getting some Corley lore.
It's good.
Which is very good. I would love more lore.
You said Corley wasn't in the episode,
to do it.
But he's mentioned.
He is mentioned, not in.
Yeah.
But the Corley name is spoken hard.
his aura is there. I mean, she brings his energy for sure. I mean, all the Corleys are the same. They're like rodents apparently. They just multiply.
They multiply. I would love to get more lore though and backstory on a lot of other characters. Mm-hmm. You know,
Lumers.
I don't know if we get it. I mean, I didn't remember this at all, no. So maybe there is more.
No, I definitely don't remember Corley's sister showing up for like only a couple minutes of screen time, and giving us this information.
So maybe it happens. Maybe there's more lore. You know. You can only hope. I have big hopes for season 3. I think season 3 is going to be really great. I think it's going to follow a la Drake and Josh, where season 3 was like skyrocket.
I think so too.
You know,
and it's been great so far. I mean, it has been.
It's been very rock steady so far through seasons 1 and 2, but I'm expecting a skyrocket.
More heavy hitter episodes.
Let's hope. That's what I'm. I mean, don't get me wrong. This episode was very good. As a spoiler, I think it was solid. Yeah. But we get a great line where actually no, before we even get into that, Mose quits volleyball because she failed.
She becomes sucked into the idea of, she becomes obsessed with her study schedule.
And she no longer washes either.
She doesn't wash her hair. She wears the same clothes like Einstein. That's commendable. Unless...
Some would say, though, that washing your hair every day is too much. Don't people usually... I skip a day. I take a shower every day, but I won't wash my hair every day. So I feel like
people
I don't know what she's saying.
People say it strips the oils, your natural oils, which is what you want to have on you.
Yeah, that exact reason is why I skip a day.
That's what they say.
So I think what she was doing was fine. Unless she didn't shower at all, then she might be just greasy.
What she said was that she hasn't been washing her hair. But
it was only one day, right? It was one day.
Well, to be fair, we can also assume if she's wearing the same clothes, perhaps she just has worn the clothes, slept in the clothes, it's been a day-night cycle, and she just hasn't changed or washed her hair, and she's just been going.
Man, imagine the stink of a middle schooler that has not... showered or changed their clothes for a full day leading into the second day. Horrible.
They stay rocking the same clothes.
Rancid.
They sleep in them.
Horrible.
Especially in California. Maybe this is the summer.
Oh, it's sweltering.
Anaheim.
Dude, they're for sure in San Diego.
San Diego? That's south.
Dude,
that's SoCal,
Nickelodeon loves doing San Diego because Drake and Josh was also San Diego.
Drake and Josh was San Diego.
San Diego is dead south. That's almost border.
Where does Zoe 101 take place? That's like
in California, but I think more north than
LA coast.
I would say just north of LA. Okay. I want to say just north in the hills of LA.
But they love Cali.
Oh,
Cali
yeah,
life.
dude.
Cali life.
Cali is...
Can we talk about Cali life in the 2000s? It was a different thing, I feel like. It was like...
It was beautiful.
Now California, you don't want to go there. It's all on fire.
You don't want to go there, no.
Everything's shut down. It's on fire. They got a bunch of
earthquakes everywhere.
Crazy people saying stuff. I don't know. Like a lot of homeless problems.
But I will say that going off of like those three being in California, they took the leap for iCarly, and that takes place in Seattle.
Okay, I always
Frasier.
I always forget that.
Like fucking Frasier. That's the same show. iCarly and Frasier. In Frasier, he has a radio show, and iCarly they have a fucking web series.
I've never watched Frasier a day in my life.
I've seen the first episode. I didn't enjoy it. Abby loves it. Abby loves the shit out of it. I couldn't get into it. I was like, these guys are like some yuppies. I don't want to watch these guys.
That's like Friends.
Yeah, more so though. Even more so as yuppies. Okay. He like wears a suit 24/7. He thinks he's like fucking a madman or something.
Nice. Yeah. Basically, Cook gets they develops a science experiment, I guess you'd say, right? To program a...
Yeah, so what they come up with is basically a human-run natural gas motor.
It is very green.
But they don't change the motor? Yeah, I don't understand what they were going off of. Like, I feel like the engine wouldn't run.
Perhaps it was.
It needs the gas. It needs the gas.
Perhaps it was
like actual fuel.
Perhaps it was a diesel. But it still would just be running on fumes.
It would never work. It would never work.
Yeah, I think this is just like a real experiment, and it showed that this was a bad idea, and he should fail. This should get a failing grade.
I think this is a bad idea.
Cook is obsessed with farts lately for some fucking reason.
He is.
In both parts of this episode, he's obsessed with farts.
You know, it's weird because I feel like for Cookie being so smart, all he did for this experiment and thinking that it was correct was saying, farts are gas. You put gas in a lawnmower. Gas is gas. Gas will run this bitch.
Right.
When in reality, that shit's completely different, my guy.
He thinks like all gas is the same. Like gas is gas.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking. How this man can't go to he can't go to high school.
My man
he
doesn't
needs
know
the 8th
chemistry.
grade clearly.
He hasn't taken chemistry yet.
He hasn't taken it once. He's taken fucking he's just taken advanced math classes.
He's just a computer scientist. That's what he is.
He doesn't. He's gonna be a coder when he grows up, for sure. He's just gonna be a coder. He knows numbers.
He's gonna be a graphic designer.
He doesn't have. Oh, because of like him making the Wheaties box and stuff like that for Moe's.
He's gonna edit. He's gonna edit shit. He's gonna be a assistant producer for a news channel.
We have a really great line by Lunch Lady who says, "No beans today, corn."
Corn.
It's just so great. She her line delivery throughout the series is very good. Yeah, because
the interaction begins, like we said, Cookie and Toot Toot are trying to smuggle the beans out because they're trying to create fart aid. And they tell the lunch lady this. She's like, you're trying to make fart aid? Doesn't she try to help him? Or something? But then Cookie's like, get rid of her. And then he sicks.
They kick her the fuck out.
No, well, no. I mean, he makes Toot Toot fart in her face. And that makes her sick to her stomach, so that she has to walk away.
Imagine if she would have like vomited, like a really horrible like B movie style,
yeah, like a trauma movie.
Yeah. Also, we haven't. I don't think we mentioned that Ned got a B off of going off his lucky pyramid because we kind of abandoned talking about
Mose.
Ned a little bit.
Well, first of all, in the beginning of the episode, Mose presents this toy, which is basically a magic 8-ball in the shape of a pyramid. That's the magic pyramid. And
why does she have this? This is not a Mose thing to have.
Sometimes she whips out props. She's done it once or twice.
She's not one. I don't think she's one to go off fortune and luck, though. She
sees it as a silly toy. I don't think she sees it as anything.
That is true. That is. She does not go by heart, at all.
Right. But yeah, Ned becomes a religious object to him during this episode. It's sacred.
And he does well. He's able to get a B from an F, off of an F. Like
no.
But then the counselor is like,
blame him for it, really.
The counselor shatters it.
Well, she haunts Ned throughout the episode, all around the school in different costumes and scenarios. She peeps. I mean, she's peeping through the window at one point, and Mr. Wright goes, "Are you sneaking up on the kids again, or are you spying on the kids again?
Are you a peeping Tom over there?
Are you spying on the kids again?" I think is what he says.
Which is such a fucked thing to hear you say. I didn't even realize as he was saying it. It's kind of a fucked up thing. Yeah, it is definitely what he says. Yeah. Are you spying on my kids again?
Yeah, so that's a problem apparently ongoing at the school. But
that the counselor has no limits.
Well, I don't know if he knows that it's the counselor, because I think he thinks it's just a creepy guy that might be just doing that. That might be just a problem.
No, I think he does think it's the counselor because she then replies that I'm not spying, I'm counseling.
She breaks the character, yeah.
She breaks the character for him. She's wearing a fake mustache, but she breaks character.
Ned gives the tip to beware of the tutors that do the work for you, because he becomes Jack Goldman. I don't think we addressed this. Jack Goldman is the third tutor that is assigned to Ned.
Yeah. I fucking hate that guy, dude. I cannot stand that guy. Bad character.
He's got the spiky hair,
Yeah. Like you were saying, he's got the hardest version of the axe gel that you can have.
Yeah, he uses the super sick hold, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The choke hold.
For me,
Paste.
I use Axe Messy Look, and it's not very firm.
Yeah.
It lets my hair still feel loose, you know?
Yeah, his is much more geometric. Like, I don't know if you know those Legos they used to make with the anime hair.
I know. Yeah, like I know exactly. Well, I feel like he takes the gel and then he just goes like that, and it sticks straight out, you know? He just will, like, take a piece and go like that.
Yeah. But he's still all about Mose.
He's sick. He's sick in the head.
This episode, it's almost like he's just infatuated with Mose beyond logic. Like, I feel like because when
he's disturbed.
What ends up happening is Mose mars her face with makeup and like shit, and has a false mustache and a unibrow.
Yeah. And
it's very clearly
and
fake.
she blacks out her teeth too. Her two front
she does
teeth.
The classic little fake teeth blackout thing. Yeah, like vaudeville.
You think she did that with Sharpie? That shit ain't coming off.
That'd be crazy. Imagine having a stained tooth.
It would be the worst thing ever.
But she does it, and yeah, the kids are all horrified. The 6th graders. She mars them. She's created a generation of incels. in one.
You think they're gonna firmly become incels?
I don't know. This is
because the incels hate women too, though.
This has scarred them in some sort of a way based on the reaction. It's clear, so I don't know what it exactly did to them, but it's gonna affect them. Because the one guy says, "I'm never gonna look up again," and then he goes like this, you know.
Well, he's gonna have back problems if he does that.
He's never gonna look someone in the eye. He's always gonna avert his vision.
He's just gonna be incredibly socially awkward.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. She created a bunch of socially awkward little kids, incels.
Oh, I love the line where Ned says "yes, sir" to Miss Splitz, and she says, "I'm a woman."
I'm a woman. I'm a woman. That was good.
Also, they have a really great physical comedy gag where she says something and he falls back in his chair and his feet fly up. And they had that also in the end credits as bloopers.
They had to do that multiple times. I wonder how they did that.
Yeah. Oh, and our last 3 tips are don't overreact, try something new, and talk to the guidance counselor. These are all things if you're failing.
I want to say that the first experiment that Cookie presents to he brings in like this old like gas lamp. Do you remember why he brought that in? What was the reason for that?
Well, he said he was going to bring the community together. I'm not exactly sure what
all it culminates in is Tutu like farting and lighting and creating a huge fire that creates a tattered looking Cookie.
It ablazes Cookie.
It sets Cookie ablaze like, you know, he becomes charred like a cartoon character, essentially.
Yeah, and the front of his hair is like poofed out. I don't know if you noticed that. Like it was like more than normal, like
That's
poofed.
Good.
Just the front though.
That's a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah, I mean, Big B ends up getting an A.
Sweeney comes over to him. He pulls Ned to the side. I got a special tutor for you. Go to room 222 at the end of the day.
Well, no. This isn't tutor yet. We're still on failing, brother.
But Sweeney tells him to go to room 222. Right? That happened this episode, right? Oh, I've turned the page. Oh my god.
No,
I'm off
dude.
the wall right now. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So the Jack
Holy
Goldman
shit.
thing was next episode,
No.
right? I think you were on the wrong.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah. Cook bombs Wright's test on purpose.
Yes. I want to say that's the correct episode. They're so similar.
My God,
God
we
damn
keep
it.
going off. This is fine. It's fine. We can mix and match, but it's whatever. For sure, back on episode part 1A, Cookie bombs the shit because Cookie, obsessed with farts, writes farts on the test. Every answer, he writes farts, farts, farts.
Yes.
And bombs the test on purpose because he does not want to be advanced to high school.
Yeah. He doesn't want to go. But then the guidance counselor ends up telling him when they go back at the end. She's like, listen, you could have just said you don't want to go. It's up to you. Apparently, it's just up to him. Is that the truth?
I don't think. I think that you have to decide. Yes, I'm okay with this decision.
I think it's up to the parents. I don't think the student gets to decide shit.
That is fair. It is ultimately the parents' decision, but I mean, they're making the decision on the kid's behalf, ultimately, right?
Yeah, you sign the kid's name away and his life.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked.
He's got to go to school every day no matter what either way. So it's like he's going to middle school, he's going to high school. He's got to fucking go either way. So,
listen, let's give this episode a rating so we can move on to Tutors, which we've already dipped into because mixed
let's
notes.
get on to the tips of the end of the episode. Ned says,
I already said
don't overreact if you get 1 F.
Yeah. I said don't overreact, try something new, and talk to the guidance counselor.
Then. I'm going to say, what are you going to give it? You rate it first.
This is breaking formula. I'm rating first on the first half? Okay. I will give it a solid 8 out of 10. Very close to an 8.5. I think that it was really good.
Yeah.
I think it stood the test of time. You know? Thoughts?
I think that's very reasonable. I want to give it a 7.5. So I want to say pretty close. I almost would say 7.75, but I don't know if I want to get into decimals like that right now.
You could do that if you want to.
All right, sure, 7.75.
We've already broken formula, dude. I went first on the first half.
and so, yep, we've rated it.
Tutors.
I want to say before, we were talking a little bit at the beginning, theme songs that slap, Nickelodeon theme songs that slap. Drake and Josh, this show for sure. Rocko's Modern Life, I'll shout that one out.
Oh, Rocko's Modern Life had a great theme song. Jimmy Neutron was pretty good.
I'm trying to remember, how does that go?
Super powered mind, a mechanical canine. You don't remember that song?
No, I remember now. I haven't heard it. That one I haven't listened to in a really long time, I feel like.
That one slaps. It's on Hulu. You can watch it if you have Hulu.
Maybe that's the next pod. I don't know.
I've pulled up a couple episodes. It's okay.
It's I wouldn't want to talk.
It's the animation. The animation is bizarre.
But
the animation is fucking bizarre.
It is.
It's so crude. It's
crude, but like detailed at the same time. It's 3D because it's 3-dimensional.
It looks like it's the first discovery of 3D animation for a TV show.
On Nickelodeon, I think it was one of the first 3-dimensionally animated TV shows.
I mean, they were breaking shit, dude.
It just had to be. But yeah, Tutors. Ned gets threatened with summer school. He's like, "You're not doing good." Sweeney tells him this.
Yes.
And he's like, "You need an A on the final, otherwise you're coming to summer school." My suggestion: get a tutor.
Wait, so we did already mention some of the stuff in the previous part.
Fucked up.
When you talked about Lance Fouché.
I was literally mixing them up. That's why I made the face. I was like, "Oh my god!" I turned the page early.
Damn it!
That's funny though.
Kirk.
It shows you how similar these episodes really are, though.
Wait, we talked all about this episode already. I'm looking through my notes. The toot thing was this episode.
More shit about the first half.
No, we talked about that half too. We might just get deep.
Because
we might just jump right into.
There's serious overlap on both of these.
I'm looking through my notes right now, and you've hit every point on it. I didn't realize that you were doing that. Kirk.
Hey, some people would even say this is one episode. It's like not 2 episodes.
It's basically one episode, and I want to blame. It's not even a blame.
Fault.
It's the quality of the episode of it just being basically so fluid.
Yeah, okay. Well, they always are fluid, but. Specifically,
yeah, because Mose makes herself ugly. We've literally talked about this entire episode. I just marked out every note I had.
I completely got mixed up. Was there anything?
Nice job.
The lunch lady. So to cover some things,
we talked about it.
I want to ask you the question: is the lunch lady true magic, or is she like more like a sleight of hand? Like she's like a.
I think she's like a sleight of hand, like magician type psychic, where she just like where she like goes off of like things that could happen, but really it's more to push you in that direction.
What it begs the question is, she tells Ned originally like, "You're gonna fail the test, you're gonna fall in love, but you can do certain things that will change these." So is it like this is your fortune at this time, unless you make actions that will change this, or is she just playing mind games with Ned and fucking with him, trying to get him to do things that she thinks going to make his life
I think
better.
I think that what she does is basically puts a ridiculous or plausible thing into a child's head, and then they just will do it because like they think that she's magic. So they're like, well, so they basically make the future happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
She's
saying?
genius.
Like it's just manipulation at its best. She's a cult leader, if anything else.
Well, I think that she does use her powers for good, ultimately, most of the time.
Most
at least
of
what
the
we're
time.
shown.
Well,
Who knows what happens when the camera's not rolling.
I think she's probably fine. I mean, honestly, I think we could rate this half, Kirk. I'm just gonna go straight out and say I also give it an 8 out of 10. It's too similar to the first episode. They're both enjoyable the same amount. We literally just confused them and talked about them the entire time. No wonder we're at a normal episode length. I was like, damn, we're talking about this first episode a lot. Nope. We talked about 2 parts.
Yeah. Oh man. I think I'm gonna have to give the first half of the episode. I'm gonna give that one a 7.5, and I'm gonna give this second half of the episode the 7.75, since I thought that I was rating the other one the last time. And I think the second part is a little better. I want to say. With the 6th graders and stuff.
I liked them both pretty much the same.
They were very comparable because the cookie toot stuff was good in the first half, as well as the Mrs. Splitz stuff.
No, the cookie toot stuff is the second half, brother.
The cookie toot stuff in the second half. The Ned, yeah, man. I just like the second half better, I guess. I guess maybe I like the second half better.
Your notes are fucked.
There's more memorable shit in the second half to talk about, I think, is what it is.
But yeah, you want to do our final shout out / call to the nation.
If you guys want to, on Instagram, hit up in the DMs.
Yeah.
At Lady M Shawsters, at Daniel_Curtis_Lee. And before I finish, let me say this is the goal. Ultimately, is to get these on the podcast. These great humans. These legends.
Yeah.
I'll call them.
Definitely legends.
In pop culture, for Gen... What Gen are we?
We're millennials.
For millennials, these iconic millennials.
I think it's also known as Gen Y.
Yeah, not Zoomers. Fuck not.
No,
but
Gen X
if you're a
was
Zoomer
the
watching this, shout
boys.
out to you, absolutely, but we're not Zoomers.
There
That's
definitely
why we're creating
are.
the
They're
content.
definitely
You're fucking
Zoomers watching this content.
Hell yeah. But shout out, Devin works harder. Shout out at Pinky Pinkston. Let them know we got the pod. Let them know you want to see them on the pod. You want to see them on the pod.
Yeah, we'll have them on Discord.
That'd be great. They definitely have one. If not, we'll use. If they want to if they want us to send a goddamn Zoom link, we'll fucking send them a Zoom link.
I won't do it. I refuse.
Skype?
No, that'd be
Google
even worse.
Hangout.
I'd do Zoom before Skype. Google Hangout would be sick. That'd be throwback.
I think everybody's got a Google account. So.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening to this interesting episode.
This one was a little bit off the wall for no reason.
This one was off the rails somehow. Didn't even mean it to be.
No, not at all. We're not drunk. I would say no. I mean,
no. But yeah, we'll catch you guys for the next episode. We got guests coming up in the future, and keep watching Ned's and let us know what you guys think.
Ned.
Peace out.